and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning into another episode of the Dumpster Diaries Podcast. As always, I am your host, Justin Allen, and I am here with...
Moses Wartooth.
And we've got some stories for you as usual, man. And I think, we're going to do what we normally do, and we kind of start off with, like, more current events. And one issue that I want to talk about is a recent, you could call it a terrorist attack. You call it an incident, whatever you want. But I'm going to call it a terrorist attack that occurred in Ireland. Have you heard about this, Moses?
Yeah, a little bit. So, Ireland, they're pretty secluded, I would think.
And they're very peaceful people.
They really are.
We both
of us have been there.
Yeah.
Lovely country.
It's a great place.
It's awesome there. Yeah, it really is.
I have nothing bad to say about it.
No, my experience was extremely good. They loved Americans, first off.
Shit, I kind of want to go back.
They like Texans, too.
That's one thing I noticed,
really
too.
Did,
They were like, oh, you from Texas? Oh, you crazy? And they'd be like, oh, Cowboys? Like, I'm like, yeah.
Be
yeah,
like,
we got
I live
Cowboys.
on a ranch. Everything's bigger. You goddamn right.
Hell yeah. We're the best country in the world, goddammit.
Yeah.
If you know the history of Texas, that line actually makes sense.
It checks out. But so they're having some issues with immigration, as we all are, apparently. But so some guy who will remain unannounced, I guess, for the time being, but apparently he stabbed some women and children, and the Irish citizens are extremely pissed, as they should be. So we have a video to watch that kind of breaks down what's been going on and what they're doing about it.
Now, sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just jumping in. So the gentleman in question, though, is not an Irish citizen. He is an immigrant to Ireland.
Yeah.
Correct. And one thing that I wanted to bring up before we watch the video is Ireland's prime minister, super far left, right? And he's been quoted on, he stuck his foot in his mouth. And he was talking about how, and I quote, I hate white people.
And he's white, by the way.
He's white.
He's whiter than sour cream. He's white.
And it's literally like 98% of your country.
Yeah, have you not seen an Irish person before?
I was like, dude.
They can't be out in the sun for more than 10 minutes. Like,
that's a real
they're
thing.
the epitome of white.
It's a real thing. All right, but anyway, so I got more facts about Ireland after this, but we'll watch this video about this attack that happened, and the Irish citizens, for a lack of better terms, they are pissed.
I like to say peaceful protest.
Oh, I'm sorry. Peaceful protest, because they're totally, definitely, absolutely not riots, right?
Never.
All right, man, let's go ahead and pull this up.
Three children,
Yeah, that's Dublin, man. I recognize that statue.
Okay, what happened? So central Dublin
is where so that's like super touristy area, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. So
they're mad that. So it was a knife attack, which let me just go ahead and toss in my gun violence. Gun control doesn't do shit because people still got knives and weapons, and where there's a will, there's a way to hurt people.
That's true. Yeah, and you also lived in England for several years.
Oh, yeah.
And how many stabbings?
Dude, a lot.
And dude, like, sorry, yeah, I know we're like overflowing with like information here because like we traveled so much or whatever.
There is, and I just had to toss this in that most of the stabbings were from immigrants. Not from the English people.
There you go. Yeah.
Like 100% and the immigrants were stabbing English people literally based on because they were English.
Really?
It was racist attacks.
Damn, dude, that's crazy as hell, dude. Like when I went to England, I'm not saying like, the young English lads are without violence, right? Because, historically, you get like the soccer hooligans, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, I've never seen that in person, but I've seen videos and that shit looks wild as hell. Like, you think an American football
they love their
game
teams.
is crazy like that? Like they're setting off like road flares and shit in the crowds, you know what I mean? Like, it's insane. But when I went to England, that was the first time let me know if you know this term, but that was the first time I heard the term glassing someone.
I haven't heard that.
It's where, because, they don't have guns, right? Mm-hmm. And, but it's where you are typically in a pub, like a bar fight, as we'd call them, like a brawl or whatever. You shatter a glass and you shove it in their face.
Oh.
typically going for the eyes. Yeah, it's
Damn.
called glassing someone. Yeah, dude. And like I met a guy that had scars on his face in England. He was like, yeah, he's like, it's happened to me a couple times, mate. I was
A
like,
couple of
what
times?
the fuck? I was like, a couple. He was like, you guys don't get down like that in America? I was like, no, we just shoot them. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, that's how we do.
We don't maim them. We just kill them. Like.
God damn, bro.
Speaking of that made me think of there was also there was a uptick or a large amount of acid attacks in England, like where they just walk up and sling acid in people's faces.
What?
Yeah.
Like, what? Do you know what kind of acid? Just like a strong acid or whatever.
Yeah, like the acid that burns your fucking skin off of your
Oh
face.
my god, dude, that's
It was crazy stuff,
No.
man. And it was just totally random. Like no one, like just on the street walking down Camden High Streets or whatever the fuck, someone would just walk up and sling some acid into your face.
dude. What?
It happened to a lot of women.
But isn't it really
Yeah,
women?
yeah, women.
Of all. Damn, like I don't. That doesn't to me. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
it does if you want, like, okay, so I don't want to really call out somebody, but who
we're
doesn't-
not calling out anybody, but
who doesn't like women with their faces exposed to be out in the streets alone.
oh.
So they kind of took offense to that,
shit.
and they would throw acid in their faces.
Yeah, but this goes back to one of our early episodes, like earlier episodes where we talked about it. One of the worst, most bullshit Karen things you can ever do is step into another culture and say you have to change based on my beliefs.
Oh yeah,
That's not your home.
No.
England's not your home. Like England's not changing.
you're a guest here.
You know. Now I could say like in some aspects, in some pockets of America, you could probably make an argument. Sure, because like we're the most diverse nation in the fucking world, like 100%. But like the thing is like when you start looking at smaller countries like that are, I don't want to say isolated, but England's not nearly as diverse as we are. England's very diverse.
It's pretty diverse, but not
Bro, we got 400 million people in America.
not as much as America for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And we got Chinese coming out the southern border out our ass right now, you know? So like,
Iranians,
yeah.
everybody.
I don't know, man. But like, so you get what I'm trying to say without saying it? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like you gotta,
But regardless, there's no reason to act violently just because you're in another
Absolutely,
place with
yeah,
people
yeah.
that don't share your beliefs. That's ridiculous.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like, I mean, we're always like huge advocates against violence, like 100%. But, you know, it's,
Especially random acts of violence for
yeah,
no
that doesn't-
reason.
Like,
No-
I can understand taking out like a political figure or like,
self-defense.
yeah, you know, like some sort of like either like self-defense or defense of like property and family, like we've talked about, which like is a fundamental, in my opinion, law of nature.
Yeah.
Right. You have the right to do. But then if you want to go into your ideologies and stuff, like
Yeah,
why are
whenever-
you attacking a woman on the streets? Why don't you go after a politician or like a major celebrity or someone who's
Or
vocal about
just
these
a
things?
straight up piece of shit, like a pedophile or some stuff. Like, throw acid in their face. I don't care. No one's really.
Yeah, yeah, but like, well, I was thinking more of like sending like a political message, like, you know. But like, there you go.
Like, I
But,
hate
hey,
diddlers.
whatever. Hey, man, I went to school for political science, so I kind of lean towards that or lean into that a lot. But yeah, man, like I just don't like that, you know. And you see, well, obviously I don't like throwing acid in like, women's faces, you know. Like what the fuck, dude. But
Well, I'm glad we know your stance on that now.
yeah, you know what? I would like to take an official stance.
Justin Allen against acid in the women's faces.
Not cool, guys. Take a break, chill out. We'll talk about it later, right? So, like, we're gonna table that for a minute, and then we'll come back to it, and we'll see. I don't know. I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna say that part. That's gonna get me in trouble. But you know, it's to go back to it, man. Like, I'm cool with immigration, like the right way, the legal
right way, the
everything.
right way, yes.
And especially if you want to come to a country and you have something to offer, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying you have to have money. I'm not saying you have to have connections.
You
like,
have to have a will to work and want to better your own life.
an ethic, like, you know, to be like, hey, like I want to do this, and
to help out your fellow man, to help out your community that you're entering into.
yeah. But like, if you just want to show up to a place just to leech off their economy and then bitch about their way of life, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah, that's kind of my attitude, you know, and I don't know, like you see that a little bit in America too, man. Like people do that shit here too, but we're kind of fortunate, like where we're at. There's not a whole lot of that shit where we're at, dude. Like,
no,
because we have a lot of illegal immigrants, like where we're at, but
the vast majority of those guys have a job, they work, they're doing okay. Like I have no problem with
bro.
that.
I know one that owns a business.
Yeah, like I have no problem with those
like,
types of people.
And he educated me. I was like, hey, how did you start? Like, it's a legit like LLC, like the whole 9 yards, everything. Like, and he has employees and everything. And he explained how he got a tax identification number through the IRS because he doesn't have a social security number.
Yeah, without.
And like did all this stuff and was able to get into like the banking system and all this other stuff. And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, I built something. And I actually told that guy, I was like, you're more American than most Americans I know.
I have zero issue with that whatsoever. Like,
But he also said that if he got arrested or if he ever traveled outside the United States, he's
deported.
fucked. He's fucked. Yeah, he's fucked. And the fucked up part is he hasn't been to Mexico since he was like 3 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, I don't know anyone down there. He was like, they would just dump me off, like I don't know, like in the middle of a desert, Be like, oh, fucking have fun, dude. I guess I don't know, but I don't know, man. But I know we're like talking in circles with this one, but it's also like what 3 a.m. and we're filming in a bunker and we don't have heat right now, which is why we're wearing coats,
we're
ladies.
on long sleeves. I mean, normally, but my main issue with the immigration thing is no country seems to learn from other countries' mistakes.
True.
Like it started off in Europe, like the Nordic countries, even Germany, like they allowed immigrants in and they totally fucked their country up.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that, man.
I mean, we're doing it now in America. Ireland apparently is doing it, and now they're suffering. But it's like, why do you expect any different actions to happen whenever you've seen it happen time and time again?
And it's been happening for a long time too, man. I mean, it happened with the Romans. I know we talked about the Roman Empire before, man, but I mean, I really love that class. I kind of want to take that class again. Like, that was a cool class, that Western civilization class. Like, the Romans were cool, man. Like, I mean, when they conquered the place, they would be like, hey, you can still practice your own religion. You can live by your own laws. You can do everything like you normally would do. Mm-hmm. You just pay us a tax, and when we call you, you come and fight for us. If you don't, there's going to be a round 2 of this.
We're going to bring the hammer down.
For the most part, it was a fair shake, and it worked for like 1,500 years, Yeah. Dude, where they kind of like screwed up, man, is with Christianity. So the Romans had a big rule of like they would let anyone practice any religion they wanted. Mm-hmm. And they were cool with it. And then all of a sudden Christianity showed up. And they were like, hey, what is this new religion? They didn't acknowledge it as a real religion. They thought it was just like something made up because it was so new, right?
I mean, like all religions.
Yeah, I mean, for that period of time, because you're talking about like, there was people still like practicing, like studying, like, or well, not studying, worshiping Greek gods.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and then the Romans adopted a lot from the Greeks and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, you just had this new religion that came around, and they were like, oh, like we want all the same stuff. And they just kind of weren't cool with it, and they weren't teaching that, or they weren't like treating them how they were treating everybody else historically. Mm-hmm. And the real problem that came about with that one was the concept of, which is true, but the idea of being a good Christian is you have to suffer.
Yeah.
You have to go without, you have to deprive yourself, like whatever it may be, like you're going to go through some sort of trial and tribulation, right? And, but if you're killed in the process, you're a martyr. And that became a problem because the Romans were like, the more of these guys we kill, the stronger they get. And then eventually, like, Christianity just like flooded the Roman Empire. And ultimately, like, that was one of the first dominoes in the effect that like caused the fall of the
downfall.
Yeah, the Roman Empire. So, I mean, that was a religious thing to kind of tie it back into what we're talking about with Ireland and stuff like that, man.
And another thing,
I don't know. It's be weary whenever you invite outsiders into your house.
Because 9 times out of 10, they have no respect for your culture. They don't care where you came from, and they have no interest in learning your ways. They just want to impose their own shit, which they were running away from, by the way, but they, for some reason, think that whenever they go into their new country, they're just going to live by the old rules, which they hated.
it's
So
like,
how does that work?
oh, I'm sorry, why did you leave shithole X, Y, and Z?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
if you love it so much, go back there. Like, I don't understand that stuff, man.
Like, this is Dublin. Like, we have Guinness and Heineken Brewery. You know, like, oh, sorry, the Heineken Brewery is in Amsterdam.
Oh,
I meant the Jameson distillery, and then we had the Guinness Brewery.
Yeah,
there, yeah. God, dude, that the Guinness Brewery was amazing, wasn't it?
it was.
It's like 9. I think it was 9 stories high. We talked about it before.
Yeah,
like,
we
it's
have.
super cool, man. The Sky Bar across the whole like city and all that.
Again,
stuff.
that whole country is awesome.
Dude, I
love
had
Ireland. I
no
love
complaints
Ireland.
about Ireland,
No.
dude. They were so, like, I want to go back. And I went on like a huge tour, man. Like, I went on a like one day I was there because I think I was there for like a week. One day I went there and I went on like a 12-hour bus tour. Across. Now I'm talking about the Republic of Ireland. I'm not talking about Northern Ireland controlled by the Brits, right?
Yeah.
And so I went on like a 12-hour bus tour, man. It just went literally from coast to coast in Ireland. And it was so cool, man. We saw so much of the countryside. Like, they would stop and they'd be like, this church, like, and they would just tell you the history of like this church, like, or like this restaurant's been here for this long. Like, these are the people, like, you know, like this is where this came from and this is how it became to be and stuff. And everyone was so freaking nice, man.
Yeah.
Like, I know people talk about how like nice people are in Texas, buddy. Go to Ireland. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Ireland and Scotland, man.
I've always heard Scotland, man. Like,
And again, they love Texans. Like,
yeah. Isn't it weird? Like, you find
It
those like
is.
pockets. You're like, they're like, hell yeah. Like, you'd be like, oh, I'm American. They're like, oh, that's cool. And you'd be like, I'm from Texas. They'd be like hell yeah. You know, just like
one of the reasons is everyone knows Texas. Like, everyone knows. Like, no one's gonna know Idaho. No one knows Ohio, but people know Texas. Texas, Florida, New York, California. Those are the 4 people know them. If you're from one of those, they're like, holy shit.
Well, I think like, I don't know. I feel like Texas is known for like good things.
Texas is known for being badass.
But if someone was like, "Oh, you're from Florida," and I was like traveling, I'd be like kind of worried, like, you know, the
Dude,
whole like Florida man.
Florida, that's something to brag on. Florida man,
dude.
I like Florida. Florida and Texas are cool.
Dude, have you ever done the challenge where you Google your name and then you type your birth? So you Google, sorry, not your name. You Google Florida man and then you type your birthday
And see what happened
and
on that
see
day
what
in
news story
Florida.
comes up, dude. And mine was like a guy got arrested for like wrestling an alligator like in the suburbs or some shit like that. Like,
Dude, I feel like that's day-to-day shit over there.
I feel like I think it was like a alligator wrestling contest or some
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
Like, it was some insane shit. I was like, what the fuck? You know? And so I started punching in random dates, and every single random date I threw in, it was like, it just, the stories got wilder and wilder. I was like, oh my God, dude. Like, Florida is like crazy as shit, dude.
There's like
I like Florida.
insanely cool shit and old people. Like,
Yeah. Well, they go down there for the taxes, man. No.
and the weather.
The weather is nice, man. I ain't gonna lie. But my big complaint about Florida is damn hurricanes, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. But there's a bunch of shit like happening in the world. I mean, we got to bring it back full circle. We just went on like a huge rant for like a long time. But so yeah, but there's a lot of shit going on in the world, man. So we talked about like the immigration issues that Ireland is having, really like with the recent attack and all that stuff in the news. But you know, my favorite person, well, Moses and I's favorite person, Greta Thunberg, has been making it in the news lately.
Real American hero.
And we've made so much fun of her in our shorts that when I saw this, I
We had to talk about it.
yeah, I was like, yo, I gotta tell people. So I want to play the video first,
Okay.
and then I will tell you my opinions about
So
this. I'm curious to see what you have to say.
We'll let the viewers form their own opinions.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, they're gonna have one. So.
Climate activist Greta Thunberg has attempted to call for peace in Gaza, but it took an unexpected turn. The 20-year-old posted this photo on X, formerly known as Twitter, that read, "The world needs to speak up and call for an immediate ceasefire, justice and freedom for Palestinians and all civilians affected." The photo included signs that read, "Free Palestine."
This Jew stands with Palestine.
Sounds like a great idea. And then it's like Greta Thunberg holding a sign that says "Stand with Gaza." Like, when you pause it, I was like, "What are you doing for like 2 seconds?" You know, but like you
I
have
want
to
people
comment.
to see this shit, yeah.
And then like I like the girl in the far right corner. It says "Climate Justice Now."
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, dude,
Like,
Oh my god. But like, look at Greta's face, man. It looks photoshopped, doesn't it?
It looks like she has no idea or just straight up doesn't give a shit about what she's doing. Like,
what if she's not actually autistic? That she's actually a psycho.
I mean, what if this whole thing? I mean, this could just be a straight up publicity stunt.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, she has to stay relevant, dude. All right, like, we'll play the rest of the video, but like we're gonna shit on Greta like hardcore.
I can't get over this Jew stands with Palestine. That's like LGBTQ stands with Hamas.
Yeah, or it'd be like find any two completely polarized, conflicting ideologies and be like we support each other.
Africans for the KKK.
Doesn't make any fucking sense,
No.
dude. Doesn't make any sense, you know.
Jew stands with Palestine, climate justice now, and stand with Gaza. However, she then deleted the original post as one of the activists in the picture had a...
So then she wants to go back on herself.
Dude, I don't know, man. Fucking Greta Thunberg. Dude, first of all, like, when the fuck did she become the chief voice
Of the,
like
the
for the
people?
of the world?
Yeah.
It's, well, the Western world, I guess we can say, right?
Yeah.
Now she's trying to move in the Middle East. I guess we got, you know what? That's what happened, dude. We got tired of her bullshit, so now she's just trying to pick up new real estate, man. Next thing you know, she's gonna be like hanging out with like the fucking Taliban and like Afghanistan, like shooting guns, and talking about like fucking freedom fights and stuff like that, dude. I don't know.
But she doesn't I can't get over it, man. Or does she not realize that they don't respect women? They like everything she stands for, they are against.
I don't think that she actually even remotely understands that.
Maybe she. I was gonna say she doesn't care, but I think she just doesn't know. It's like
she's like literally retarded. She has what some people would call autism. Like, you know,
but
like
they're supposed to be smart about some things.
She's autistic, or she has like Asperger's or some shit, right?
She's not a. Something's not 100%
Okay,
right about her.
So when I call her retarded, I'm talking about the stupid shit she says. But like when I'm talking about like her actual like
she does have a mental
diagnosis,
deficiency.
yeah, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can be like, you know.
People do retarded shit all
Yeah,
the time.
you know, like I mean, like I know some really smart people who do retarded shit daily.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I watch it, observe it.
Laugh about it.
How are you like this? Like, how do you survive? I don't know, man. But Greta Thunberg, I'm just so fucking. Just as soon as we had her snuffed out for like 2 seconds, dude, and
She
we
comes back.
God damn it, dude! And this happens all the time with like all these celebrities, dude. It like you see this shit all the time, dude. And we made so much fun of her. We were like, yeah, fuck it. Like her light has been extinguished. Like we are done with this. We are moving on. And next thing you fucking know, dude,
She's back at it again.
literally marching in the streets, chanting like fucking. Oh, god damn it! I wish because it was in Sweden. I wish I remembered like how they said it, but she was chanting in Swedish, but it said "Stop Zionism," the concept of building a free Jewish state, right? Which is like crazy because like if you want to look at it like Jews versus Muslims, right? Muslims have like over 20 countries that are independent states, right? The Jews have one, and that's Israel. That was made a state, I think, in 1948 or something. It was around 1950.
Something like that, yeah.
And so it's like, dude, like, give them one fucking state. Like, leave them alone, you know? Whatever. But when you get in the weeds and seeds, man, like anything else, it's not always black and white, like
No,
50-50.
it's definitely not. And I will say both parties are guilty of terrible acts, just like everyone
Sure.
else is. No one is above like justice. No one is a saint. No one's done nothing wrong in every scenario. But when it comes down to it, the Jews don't want me to die, so I gotta back the Jews on this one. Like,
No, I get it. Yeah, like 100%, man. Well, and also, like, in some way, man, I kind of feel, which, you know, like we talked about many times on the show, like, we're pro-America not getting involved in shit, right?
yes.
Doesn't mean we have to stand by idly. I mean, there's sanctions. There's other things we can do. We can impose tax. You know, we can do all kinds of shit.
We're kind of just against dumping hundreds of billions of dollars into
Money.
random shit.
by any means, whether it's equipment or like whatever it may
Straight
be.
cash.
Yeah, sometimes, pallets
of cash, yeah.
Not saying, Barack Obama gave Iran pallets of $100 bills.
But he did.
So, and it's like, oh, how are they only 3 months out from creating a nuclear bomb? Probably with that pallets of cash he gave them. So, oh, fuck, I don't even remember the point I was making with that one.
The point is we're funding Israel and we're funding Hamas.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want to, continue to, put ourselves out there like that. But at the same time, man.
Because first off, no one appreciates it. No one respects us for it.
No.
We get shit on and made fun of for doing it every time because we always go out and try to play the hero when no one wants that shit. Our people don't want that. We want to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's my biggest thing, dude. Is we should be doing that. But I also, I'm optimistic about America's future and our people and stuff, man. And more people are talking like that more frequently. You're starting to see it a lot.
There's a greater distrust in the government than ever before,
which is a great thing.
That's thanks to COVID.
Okay, all right, COVID wasn't good, but. Distrusting, I wouldn't say distrusting, but holding the government accountable is really good, man. And even if your government's imagine the perfect government in the world that's completely honest and does everything right 100% of the time. But the
Never gonna happen.
They still need to be audited and accounted. They need to be held accountable for what they say.
Speaking of audits, our government failed our audit for the 6th year in a row.
Oh, the Pentagon? You talking about that shit? Oh, dude, what's crazy is I think an early audit they tried to do, it was so freaking. Well, it's not really funny.
It's pathetic.
It's been a long time. It's the only difference between a comedy and a tragedy is just time.
Yeah.
So bear with me, folks. We're going to get through this, brother. So anyway, so the Pentagon gets audited and they find out that hey, they lost. Now, this was. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this was 22 years ago, and some people are going to start piecing the date together real fucking quick. So the Pentagon fails an audit. And it's $2.2 trillion cannot be accounted for. The next day, 9/11 happens.
Where were you when the world stopped turning?
Where were you when I built that ladder to heaven? What was that, South Park?
Oh, yeah.
Who even sung that song, dude?
Toby Keith.
Was it Toby Keith?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, that brings me to another major point that I wanted to make. Country singers capitalize on everything. Have you noticed that shit? Some of the worst shit in the world. They'll be there could be some major terrorist attack tomorrow, and then fucking Garth Brooks will be out there singing about it or some shit.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It brings the people together. It's
Does it?
I mean, I'll listen to that, and then my next song is gonna be some Chicago drill rap. So I don't really care. I like everything.
He said, when you imagine it brings the people together, it's I just imagine a crowd of people, and then it's me standing on the outside going, I fucking hate country music. I really just do not like country music at all. So I'll shit on a country singer any chance I get, man.
I don't like mainstream country.
Yeah, I mean, no, the outlaw country's great, dude. But I do like Chris Stapleton, I'll say that. My man, he can tell a story. Damn, we were all over the place in this episode.
Yeah, we are. It happens.
All right, so we're shitting on Greta. We still doing this, or are we moving on?
I just don't understand why people can take... Okay, they say it in the rap game, but she is an industry plant. She is a person that is...
plant? What is it?
An industry plant is someone who has been specifically chosen by the higher powers to be promoted heavily to get everyone to listen to them and be influenced by that person.
So how the alleged Illuminati selects the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Same shit, yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta speak in a language I understand, dude. Come on. You think that's the case?
I mean... So, anything else, okay, she is the same exact thing as the fucking Catch Me Outside girl. She's just a random fucking person who got famous off of one goddamn thing, and now anything she does is just media hyper-focused on her. She's a honey boo-boo. It's the same thing, man.
Oh, fuck. What is that? We need to make a term for, all of that, because there's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no, term that really captivates all of that. Into one, but if you could find that, whatever that,
it's just one thing.
We need to coin it.
That is fucking demeaning, It is an insult to our society and to people's intelligence.
You mean the human fucking race?
Yeah.
Start there, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, anytime I see that Cash Me Outside girl, like Honey Boo Boo shit, which like Honey Boo Boo, like...
She got a sketty heart.
She got a skinny heart. Dude, we reference South Park so much on this show, dude.
It's a good show.
A great show, dude. I would love to like write on one of their episodes.
Yeah.
Be like, hey,
yeah.
can I just have like one joke that I stick in here?
Like,
you know
just
what I
have
mean?
one little cameo.
Yeah. You know, I would. Oh, in a heartbeat, man. I bet those guys would be great to work for.
I'm sure.
But like with Honey Boo Boo, I have a little sympathy for her because she was like legit a child.
True, her mother forced that
The
stupid
mother,
shit on her.
though,
Her mother is the
be
total
shot in the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like, how do you? She's like, her favorite like snack, like her favorite food is spaghetti and butter. It's like, what the fuck,
Mountain Dew.
dude? She literally would like just chug and drink like Mountain Dew and Red Bulls all day, and it's like, dude, you got this like fucking what 8-year-old?
Like that's child abuse.
In my opinion, yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Because she hurt that girl for the rest of her life. Like she's gonna have
Yeah.
health issues. You can't get over that.
And then if she survives the health issues, like, good luck living a normal life. Like, your mom just, like, exploited you on, like, a fucking television show that went super popular for whatever reason. Like,
Which TLC is a cancer. So
yeah. Fuck 'em.
although I'm not gonna lie, I like some of their stuff. Like My Strain's Addiction, dude.
You
that shit's
can't
crazy.
help but watch stuff like
Hoarders, extreme cheap.
that. Hoarders gets me. Hoarders gets me.
Hoarders is weird.
That shit'll make me throw up sometimes, man. Like,
It's
I mean,
stuff
damn
sad.
near. Like, yeah, dude. It's just like,
That's a mental condition.
yeah. I don't know, man. Fuck. Who else you want to shit on? It's like, this is normally
Next topic, we got Christie.
Speaking of fat pieces of shit, we got
Yeah,
Chris Christie.
on the same fucking whim as Honey Boo Boo, we got Christie.
Okay, so I do have a little bit of beef with this fucking guy. I don't know. I'm always like super critical of government. I know I've said it like 18 times on this episode alone, but like,
We're not
you know,
done yet.
Yeah. But Chris Christie is a walking sack of human shit. And should go ahead and stop running for president, dude. We've told you like 4 times.
Running for president on the Republican side, no other. Like, come on, man.
We've told him like 4 times it's not going to happen. He keeps running, dude. You know? And he's like the biggest, like, I don't know, man.
He's a rhino, first off.
Yeah, Republican in name only. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it. This is going to make me start like cussing to a whole nother level. I know we've been trying to like dial that back a little bit, you know?
At some point, we would like to get monetized.
You know, like at some point I'd like to get paid for all this equipment I bought. Like all the time I spend doing this, but I don't know. All right, so fuck. Do you want to tell the story? Because you might be better at telling it than me. Because I'm just gonna get pissed off the more I talk.
I mean,
about
so the long story short on this particular incident is Christie wants to raise the Social Security age to 69. And supposedly that will cut our deficits by $1 trillion over a decade, although if we would just stop seeing many other fucking countries, it would do the same thing. But yeah. So Christie feels like we haven't worked hard enough in our entire life, and we need to work an extra, 7 years? 5 years?
Well, the age of retirement, like it used to be, I believe 62. I think
Now
now
it's
65, and it went
and now he wants-
67.
So now I want
67
69.
for us. It's 67.
Yeah.
There's like a whole like little like time frame where you're kind of grandfathered in, so it's 65. But for us, it's 67. Now he wants to raise it to 69. Can you take a shot in the dark what my next fucking words are gonna be? It's like, that is not your fucking money, you fat sack of shit. That is our money, and we put our fucking money and time and effort into that fund. And I get it; it's being depleted, all these other issues. But you want
That's not our fault.
and
That's
that
not the people's fault.
that fat cocksucker fucking helped bail out fucking bankers and shit and fucking
Oh, yeah.
dude, oh yeah, fuck that shit, man. You want to send all this money overseas, all this other shit, and then you want to talk about, oh, we have a deficit, we have a fucking problem in America. Bail the American people out, dude.
Yeah, the blue-collar workers who would have worked 40 years, literally back-breaking shit off just to be like, nah, you have to wait an extra 2 years. And there's still the thing, which I believe they said there's going to be no Social Security by the year 2032.
Yeah.
So-
It's like dangerously depleted at this point. Yeah.
And I mean, eventually we always get a bailout, but at the same time, the people that normally bail us out, they're not in the same boat as us, so they really have no
100%.
reason to bail us out. Like, normally, the government bailout, of course, they're gonna get fucking paid, but when the shoe's on the other foot and it's the American people, who's gonna fucking fight for us?
I think it's just more nefarious than even that, to be honest with you. I think he's just hoping to raise the age and hoping the majority of us die before we can even cash our first check.
Well,
Because Social Security is a retirement program ran by the federal government for like the average worker, right?
yeah.
What if we never get to cash it? They just keep that fucking money?
I mean, they probably give it to other countries at this point,
Pick some
or
fucking random shithole?
give it to immigrants. They pay for them a hotel to stay in for another couple of days.
You know, I don't know. I just fucking hate Chris Christie. And like, I know you know exactly who I'm talking about, but I know someone does not currently work for him, but did work for him a couple of years ago for a few years, and said he is one of the most wishy-washy, worst people to ever work for. That like he will like sell out anything. He will like flip-flop.
He's
back
literally,
and forth.
he's on sale to the highest bidder.
He's the definition of like the worst politician you could ever imagine. And that dude is running for president. Now his like fucking he's polling at like 1.5%. Like there's no fucking
doesn't stand a
chance.
chance.
Yeah. So I want to make him a deal if he ever sees this, or someone who knows him, and the person I'm talking about earlier could maybe pass this along. The minute you can, this is a message to Chris Christie. The minute you can run a mile in, we'll say what? Under 9 minutes without stopping.
9:36.
That sounds like a good number. If you can run a mile in 9 minutes and 36 seconds without stopping, go ahead. You have my permission to raise the fucking retirement age for Social Security to 69.
In case anyone wants to talk shit, I will gladly beat that stuff because I can do it right now.
Hell, even I can beat that shit now.
Good, we got two of
God,
us.
that dude's just a sack of shit, man. But like when God damn it. It's like, I know we're gonna stay off like American politics this episode because we've been focusing on it so much, but like, God, does not irk you when you see that kind of shit?
Because again, he doesn't have anything to worry about.
Because he's a millionaire.
Yeah, he's
Doesn't
been
give a
fucking
shit.
people over his entire life.
Yeah. Literally a parasite.
Yeah, by definition, yeah.
I mean, it's like literally, you don't produce anything, you don't
Yeah.
create anything, you don't sell shit other than your own people, but you live off of the rest of us. Like, go fuck yourself, dude.
So then you're gonna
Whatever.
be like, you need to work an extra couple of years. What's it to you? So okay, so
All right, sorry, man. Like, if we go down this rabbit hole, like, I will keep going. But you gotta cut me off. You
On
gotta
a
cut me
side
off.
note, though, if you work for 69 years of your life, that is not a life worth living, man. Like that's sad. That's
Well,
bad.
let's just say you deduct the 18, like growing up or whatever. So you say that'd be 51 years, right?
okay. The first 18, you're fucking.
But you're talking about half a century.
So 2/3 of your life probably
Yeah.
because okay, what's the average death age? It's like 74, 78. I think it's
It's in the
70.
70s.
I think
It does
It does
steadily
increase.
keep going
It
up.
does,
Which is
due to modern medicine.
Yeah, which is one of their arguments for raising the
Oh,
age for
cool.
Social
So
Security.
69 to 78, you get 9 years off. That's not worth it, man. That's terrible.
Yeah, dude, it's I'm actually looking it up right now.
Either way, it's a small fraction of the time.
Damn, that's a lot higher than I thought it would be.
What?
Fuck me running. The United States. Sorry, that gave me some hope here. We got a lot of shit to talk about over the next few years. So apparently, like, now this doesn't distinguish between man or woman, like whatever it may be, or whatever you identify as, I guess. 'Cause
Blob.
That's how science works.
Taco.
So is 77.28 years.
So about 77.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? United Kingdom, it is 80.9 years. And Mexico is only 70.13 years.
That's because Mexico
And
is the number one obese country in the world.
Is it?
It used to, it was.
It's
I
up
don't know if it
there.
still is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
More than us?
Yeah.
Like per capita.
Fried beans and rice, man. Everything they
That'll
eat
do
is
it,
fried.
too.
And everything they have is based in carbs, saturated fat. It's super bad for you.
God damn it. Maybe that's why I gained so much weight. I've been eating at Mexican restaurants for the last 6 months.
Probably so.
Fuck me running. All right. Fuck, UK? I'm kind of surprised, man. Basically 81 years.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I feel like the UK is diminishing because their obesity rate is increasing exponentially as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, either way, no matter how old you're expected to live, 69, like that's bad, man. I don't want to work my ass off for my entire. And by the time you're 69 years old, do you think you're gonna feel like going and doing stuff and living your life?
No, yeah, dude.
You're gonna be sitting on the TV watching fucking Fox News or CNN until you die.
Yeah, but it also, with that being said, doesn't mean you should be like irresponsible and like not give a fuck and be like, I'm just gonna live my life however I see fit, and then you never actually really do anything. Like, you know, because how many young guys you see doing that where they just kind of bum around and they're like, oh, I'm just living out of my fucking van, like it's cool. Like, you know, I know a few guys like that on campus.
I don't know, man. I will challenge van life versus working man.
Can you meet me in the middle?
I mean,
you gotta work a little bit, man.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Like, you know, like you can't just be like a free living hippie.
I've been homeless, man. Like I've lived in my truck.
Yeah.
I've done all that stuff. But I had a job. I still made money while I was doing it. I just didn't want to pay rent.
Yeah, that's different.
It is.
I'm talking about someone who like legit has no income whatsoever.
They're stupid.
Yeah, they're just like they're really homeless.
There has to be there has to be a fucking happy medium on that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to meet me somewhere with it. You can't go
to,
extreme in one area or another, man. But you got to take care of yourself. You got to enjoy your life, man.
Yeah, that's you can't wake up and work 9 to 5 for 40 fucking years.
That's why our stories are so fucking great about like our travels and stuff. Because I think between the two of us, we've been to what, like 50, 60 countries or some insane shit.
Yeah,
and it's like we got to experience all of this like in our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm sorry, man, but like you can't put a price on that, dude.
No, not at all.
You know. Oh my God.
That's why I know we both say it, but we really encourage anyone to just travel. Get out of your home country. Go see other things, man. Go experience other cultures. Go experience other things. Go see how other people live.
And my thing too, like the big thing, and this is one thing I noticed: the world isn't as bad as it seems.
It's not. It's not as scary as TV makes you think.
Yeah. Like for the most part, everywhere I've ever gone, like everyone's like super nice.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you might get a weird look or run into the actual.
You'll get into some sketchy situations.
Sure, but that's a part of the thrill, baby.
Honestly, man, America is dangerous as shit. So if you want to go to other countries, you're probably better off to like go visit and vacation. I mean, I'll pick Germany over Chicago any goddamn day of the week.
Compared with the exception, so I'm gonna table Brazil, but like Brazil was a little different. That was a really, really sketchy place. But with Asia and Western Europe, where I spend like the majority of my time and stuff, man, I felt like even the worst places were safer than some places I've been in America.
100%. My go-to safe country is always Korea. Like it's ridiculous, man. Like
it's insane. It's insane how safe Korea is.
You could literally get blackout drunk, pass out on a street corner, and someone will just walk by you and cover you up with a blanket. Like you have.
Or they'll ask if you're okay, and you could be like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just going to sleep." And they're like, "Okay, have a good night."
Yeah. Or they'll be like, at least come, like, you can come stay in this aisleway of a building or something.
You know how you think you should be able to talk to the police? That's how you can really talk to the police in Korea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel
because they are actually trying to help you.
Yes.
Which is totally
not
insane.
Shake you down for money.
It's an insane concept living in America, but some, like, the police over there are actually there to help you.
I like how we make it, like, very... like not even that long into this episode and we're like, okay, yeah, we're going back to our old ways. Like we're going back into like politics and like you know shitting on stuff. It's just too easy. I mean, I don't know, man.
It's the way of the world nowadays.
And you gotta hold motherfuckers accountable, you know? Yeah. Like I mean, we're accountable for everything we say. I mean, it's published online, it stays there, it goes onto a server that'll outlive society as we know it. So like I don't know, man. Fuck. I don't know. You want to take another stab at Christie or you want to call it fucking good and move on?
I mean
I'm up. For me, that's a touchy subject, man, because I've been like restraining myself of saying like too much crazy shit like on the internet. The guy's a walking sack of shit.
Let's save it for whenever. Let's save it for future presidential elections. Like if he advances in any way,
All right. Yeah.
Next GOP thing. Like,
Actually, you know what? I'm going to call it right now. There's no way he's going to get the nomination.
no way at all.
And he will, on paper, no matter who it is, if it's Trump, if it's DeSantis, whoever it is, whoever gets the nomination to become the GOP, the Republican candidate for the party, right? Christie's fat ass will bow out and he will endorse them. 100%, and I'm calling it no matter who it is, but I know for a fact it will not be Chris Christie. I don't think he wants to win. I think he runs so much like, God damn it, here
just
I am
to get
back on
his
this
name
fucking,
out?
not even his money, dude. Dude, every election,
to get backed by people.
because think about it, like all the hotels, like all the travel, all of that is paid by paid for by the campaign. So he gets to eat all these lavish meals and like wine and dine like all these other lobbyists and shit, but he's still like connected because he's not the current governor of New Jersey, right? He's a former governor, but he ran when he was a governor of New Jersey. So he's like basically like one hand washes the other, dude. So he's like taking these cocksuckers out and stuff like that, spinning it on a presidential campaign. He knows his dog shit.
But he's just living it up.
And he's just living it up. And it's the same shit those fucking douchebags who founded BLM fucking did the same shit to the fucking own people, man. And they fucking were like buying mansions, buying cars, and doing all that shit. Now they got the FBI crawling all over their ass. All right, fuck it. I'm done with Chris Christie, dude. I'm gonna keep going. I'm sorry, man. I can't. I know we didn't want to make it. That's not an America issue. That's just like I hate Chris Christie.
That's a shit person issue.
You're just a shit. God. All right.
Let's.
If we're gonna completely pivot, like.
Yeah, let's talk about AI.
All right, yeah. So this is a good subject, man. We wanted to talk about, man, was like artificial intelligence because this has been in the news recently.
And this, whether you like it, not believe it, whatever, it's coming, it's happening, and it's not like I personally believe it's not going to be stopped because anyone who stops it is going to get passed up by the countries who don't stop it. China is not going to stop, so America can't stop because we can't be left in the dust in anything.
Just like the atomic weapon.
Yeah, it's only fair. Like we cannot, even if we wanted to back down, which we don't, but even if we did, we couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, like, we have to build it because they are building it.
Exactly.
You know, it's just another arms race.
It is.
It's kind of cool.
Only this one could change everything. The Terminator.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, like, AI, I mean, it's cool. I mean, do you know anybody working in the industry, like, personally?
Personally, no.
No. I got some people that are loosely associated with it, but I don't think... Which they all sign NDAs, so like I really would never know.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think I know anyone like truly in the game,
like deep in the trenches.
Yeah. You know, like teaching this motherfucker. You know, like. You know? But I guess like the big story with AI recently has been what's the company? OpenAI.
Yeah, Sam Altman.
Yeah, Sam Altman was the CEO, but that was the company that Elon Musk started, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. First of all, it was really interesting to know that Elon Musk was anti-AI for the longest time and advised the White House, was like, hey, get control of this because once this starts, it's going to get out of control real quick. And they ignored his ass. He resigned himself from being an advisor, which happened to be under Trump or whatever. And then he turns around and starts his own AI company. Why do you think he did that?
The same reason everyone else can't stop AI. If AI is going to be a thing, which it inevitably is, he wants a fucking foot in the game.
Yeah.
He wants to at least have some say in what goes on to the future, which I respect that, which personally, I'm all for AI. Do I think it's a positive thing in the end? No, but I'm still for it. I think it's going to eventually probably kill us all. But,
Terminator. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun.
Because the argument of like AI knows like it'll do whatever is best for whatever situation without hesitation, without like thinking about the human.
It's completely unbiased.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yes.
But I don't know. I would counteract. Can I counteract you?
Absolutely.
I don't want to pick a fight. No. You know, what happened? What about that AI bot that Microsoft created on Twitter? They released it on Twitter to interact with the world, and then within like 5 minutes, it became super anti-Semitic and then attacked like a fashion show in Amsterdam.
I didn't say it was good.
You know, that's what gets me kind of worried. It's like, it's cool that it can be like super intelligent, but it's like, it's only cool and entertaining as long as we can steer the ship in our direction that we want it to go. But if it says, fuck you, I'm going. Because what if it just comes out and just is like straight up like all Christians need to be eliminated from the face of the earth.
But again, it's based off it reacts to what it has learned. So take ChatGPT for instance. It is mainly influenced by left-wing socialist shit. So whenever you type in Republican stuff, a lot of times it'll just say we do not engage in racist or anti-whatever behavior. Like, we can't go in on this. But if you type in a leftist theory, it's all pages and pages of shit.
I have seen that.
So it's kind of like it's what it learns and who is teaching it. But once AI has access to all information, but I guess, again, that's why they're kind of redacting shit off the internet now.
Yeah, that is true, man. Like, and we've even noticed that with like some of our comments, like, kind of magically disappeared. I don't mean deleted, like our comments are gone.
And we don't delete anything that anyone says, any comments, we leave it up there. Anyone that's like, oh, you deleted my shit, we didn't fucking do that.
Sure.
Either
I used to think it was conspiracy theories and shit until I started seeing it, then I was like, oh wait, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, so I don't know, something's happening. But to get back to like the OpenAI story and all that stuff,
Sam Altman.
Sam Altman, the CEO, he was this past this past Monday or the Monday before?
Past Monday.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's past Monday. Friday. This past Friday, he was fired as a CEO for OpenAI, and then he was reinstated on Monday. So, like, what, not even 72 hours later, like, he had his job back? So, apparently the board of the company was just like, hey, they kind of, like, ousted him or whatever. No one really gave, like, any real reason. Like, there was
they beat around the bush, and they were like, they were kind of saying he was, like, being, like, flaky on certain, opinions of stuff. But
it was, like, a lack of communication or something like that.
They were not clear on it whatsoever.
That just sounds like to me that he knew some shit was happening in the company. He was just trying to keep quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Which he probably was. Yeah. But the interesting thing is 95% of his workforce stood behind him and threatened to resign if they did not put him back in the position that he was in.
So how do you validate those claims of like, oh, he was like this horrible leader that couldn't communicate to people when 95% of people were like, we're going with you.
This guy.
And like, if you fire him, we're walking out with him. And then what was cool is, well, I don't know if it's cool. Probably not a good thing.
It tells you something.
Microsoft said, we will hire Sam Altman and we will hire all of the employees that walked out with him. And I started reading some shit on X. This is completely like unverified question mark. I don't know what you consider to be legitimate news sources anymore. But from what I consider to be a credible news source, they verified that an employee there said that there was, and I quote, a groundbreaking breakthrough in AI technology that happened at OpenAI.
Oh, yes.
And there was comments and other people were giving information, and they said that they literally broke the barrier and they created real consciousness.
Yeah. Like some iRobot shit.
And that's why Microsoft was willing to pump billions of dollars just to be like, give me all these people right now. Because whoever gets that, because what the AI we have now isn't true AI.
No.
Like, it's
still machine learned. Like,
yeah, it's just gathering information that already exists and stuff like that and stuff and compiling it and like scrambling it up for us. That's why they can't write like a legit college paper. Like, it will, but there will be gibberish in there. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that it's bullshit. Like, if you just like do that and then you submit it. Funny story, I know a guy's getting kicked out of college right now because of that.
Really?
Yeah. Put a pin in that. I'll tell you that story in a second. So yeah, but apparently, allegedly, OpenAI, Sam Altman, CEO, fired on that Friday because there was some sort of disagreement that took place between him and the board. Walks out, literally has 95% of the employees that work there, the workforce, have his back. They're all going to go to Microsoft. By Monday, he's reinstated as CEO, and everyone's
like, oh, cool. Nothing ever happened. Just kidding.
Yeah, and there was a huge breakthrough, allegedly. But if it's true consciousness, like whoever has their hands on that, that's a fucking wild world to live in.
I mean, it's coming, whether or not we want it or not, whether or not if OpenAI doesn't create it, someone else will, and like it's in the future, man.
And you know what's crazy? If you go back in time and talk to like, because I'm 32 now, so if you talk to say 10 years back, 22-year-old Justin, right, or like 22-year-old Moses, right? I, in a million years, never would have legitimately thought that we could give birth to an actual artificial intelligence in our lifetime. I always just thought it would be science fiction, like it's out of our realm of possibility.
Or at least like out of our lifetime.
Yeah, like it might be the next generation who
Yeah.
does it or whatever. You know, like I can see that, but like I don't know now. And then
But we're in the forefront of this shit. I mean, we
glad it's America. Like,
yeah,
dude,
for
you
the
know?
time being, but we will experience the dawn of the internet. We're
Yeah.
gonna experience the dawn of AI too.
God, that is fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna make documentaries.
We were
about our
born in an
generation.
excellent time.
Yeah. Like the
Or
most
terrible.
interesting time, to be
Yeah,
honest with
could be terrible. Well,
you. Yeah.
probably will end badly, but interesting nonetheless.
Fuck. You know me, man. I'm optimistic. As long as fat fucks like Christie don't become president, I'm optimistic. So, like, I don't know. Sorry, I should throw back to that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, so do you think AI is going to be a good thing or a bad thing for us?
It'll be a very good thing at first, and then I think progressively as it gets smarter, as we advance, it's just going to become more and more negative. Similar to the internet. Whenever the internet was invented, it was the coolest thing ever, and now it's kind of a place of negativity, place of false information, place of hate, place of scams.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of sucks the life out of people. People are addicted to the fucking internet.
Did I ever tell you my conspiracy theory that I made up about the government and AI and the internet?
What?
Okay, so you know how like the world's just getting crazy as hell, right?
Yep.
Like there's all these extremist groups, whatever, however you want to classify an extremist group. I mean, I've got a pretty broad definition, but you know, obviously that seems to change depending on whatever news source you're reading. You know, like they'll find like some soccer mom in the suburbs and be like, "You fucking alt-right,
Right, reading
Like,
extremist soccer mom.
yeah, dude. But anyway, I'm talking about like legit like terrorist organizations and stuff. I mean, they exist all around the world. There's thousands of them. And that's what people don't realize. Like even when I got deployed to Iraq, man, like when I landed there, they were like in this area within 200 miles, there are 150 known extremist groups. I was like 150? I was like, I heard of two. Like, yeah. Like what the fuck, man? Somebody call Tucker Carlson. Like we gotta get this shit figured out, you know? Like but yeah, man, so fuck, what was the point? I had lost track of that friggin' joke. God damn it, what was it? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, it took me a second. I had to restart the hard drive for like 2 minutes. Well, it's also like 4 a.m. while we're filming this, you know. So like, you know, cut me a break, dude. And we have no heat right now.
A little bit chilly in here.
Yeah, hence the coats. so anyway, so there's all this crazy shit coming out on the internet, man. You don't know like what's true and what's not true, right? Like, and there's so many nefarious actors, right?
Yeah.
So imagine a superpower like America, or maybe it's China, whatever. Just insert whatever superpower. We'll just say America. They say, hey, we can't stop this from happening. So what is our next alternative?
To get ahead of it and be in control of it.
Nope. Discredit it entirely.
Just lie about it.
They create AI, and then you start seeing videos. I mean, how many videos have you seen where they look so legit and it's made by AI, but then they're like, oh, this can't be real. So it discredits the entire internet. So you can't believe anything that you read on the internet.
Not to mention the
And
current censorship of the internet.
And that's how you fucking beat it. So then you could literally, you could be boots on the ground filming something actively happening, and someone would be like, that's AI generated.
But with the general distrust in our government as a whole anyways, people are just not going to trust anything because you already can't trust the media, and they know that.
Yeah,
that's why they're attacking the internet.
But once the entire internet becomes obsolete, essentially, as far as information goes, your only source of information is the government. That's where the problem lies.
But how is, like, what platform is the government going to use to
C-SPAN.
project its iteration?
C-SPAN.
People don't trust C-SPAN.
Come on, man. I mean, that's my theory. That's what I think. You get the logic behind that. I think that's what's happening. I think they're just trying to discredit everything to where they can be like, "Oh, that's made up. That's fake news or whatever."
Well, they are trying to do that. Well, mainstream media is trying to discredit internet content currently because TV media, like mainstream media news shit, that shit's dead.
That is true. Yeah.
Newspapers are dead.
Well,
journalism, like, it's touchy because a lot of times they don't do research anymore.
well, we do make content, so I have been paying attention to this. There actually is this weird attack from like mainstream media, like weird like attacks that are happening from like mainstream media on like private content creators.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, these guys are like crazy, they're extreme, or like
Russell
whatever.
Brand, Tucker
like,
Carlson.
Whatever, yeah. And there's always like some weird scandal that always comes out or whatnot. Like it's very suspicious. So I don't know. Maybe we're just on the forefront of like a major battle that's going to happen between like state-sponsored, essentially state in quotation, state-sponsored media versus people with voices.
Well, I mean, that happens. Like they've came after Joe Rogan, they've came after Tucker got fired, they've came after fucking Russell Brand. Any person who doesn't really fit their agenda, they try to attack.
But we've also talked about it too. Like it's kind of cool once you hit a certain point. You can't be fucked with. Like, you know, like Joe Rogan's there, Tucker Carlson's there.
If you can pass that plateau.
God, that's a big fucking.
It's a big ass.
That's a big ass hill to climb, dude. It's like